What is going on, YouTube? Tom here, coming at you all on a rainy day, unfortunately. Right as I start filming, it decides to start raining. You know what happens when you put off filming for a day? Yesterday it was nice and sunny, but I said, no, let me relax. It's supposed to be sunny all weekend. I'll film tomorrow. It's tomorrow, and it rains. My luck. But I want to get this video out to you all, so you know what, we're going to persevere. My car's ceramic coated, so it's not like it's a huge deal. For those new to the channel, this is my 2018 Mustang GT. And today I want to talk about some important car news going on. So I figured let's get out, the sports car of my fleet, and let's talk about it. So, if you have not seen, because boy, it has broken the internet, Nissan has released the 400Z prototype. Officially, it's called the Z prototype, but a lot of people speculate this is going to be called the 400Z when it hits production. And this easily, to me, is probably the most important car that's going to be coming out in 2021 or 2022. This is like easily the most important prototype this year. So, this car is now currently a prototype, but a lot of hints for production are there. The main one is, and this is like manual fanboys rejoice, the prototype has a manual in it, which is absolutely amazing. Like, thank you, Nissan. Finally, new car coming out with a manual that deserves it. I mean, dear Toyota, take note, the Supra's an automatic, the C8 Corvette's an automatic. Finally, a new sports car with a manual, and not just a low horsepower sports car like the Toyota 86. No. 400Z, meaning 400 horsepower. The current prototype has the twin turbo V6 from the Infiniti Q50, which has 400 horsepower currently. And of course, this is only a prototype, so who knows what the production version would have. And I can honestly say there's probably some left over in that motor to go even higher. Of course, this is important because it's the VR motor, not the VQ. Now, a lot of you know the 370Z has been around for over a decade. So this is finally Nissan coming out with a new version of the Z in over a decade. 370Z, it came out in 2009. To put that time period into perspective, yours truly was in middle school. I was in the 8th grade when that car came out, and I remember having discussions with my fellow car nerd friends at the cafeteria lunch table when we tried to emulate the studio of Top Gear. I'm 25 now, and I have a master's degree. I should tell you right there how long that car has been in production. I mean, now don't get me wrong, it's not a bad car, but what was current in 2009 just is not relevant now. So this is finally the new car we've been waiting for years. That VR motor, that came out in 2015, so this is like, it's not even really new technology, but it's finally nice to see it trickle its way down into the Z. Yeah, it should have been there years ago. And of course, with a manual. Let me just mention that one more time. Manual. Which I absolutely love. As you all know, I'm a huge manual fanboy. Of course, this car you all are in now, my Mustang, it has a manual. My daily driver is a Tacoma with a manual. So you can say I love manuals a lot, so I'm excited that they actually went and did a manual first and said an automatic is coming later. I think that's amazing. I think that's the way it should be. I mean, if you want an automatic, fine. But, there's plenty of other cars to choose from. And hopefully it's even a good automatic. And in which case, I'm excited to actually say that there will be another option for a manual sports car. And honestly, if I didn't have a 400 horsepower car already with a manual rear-wheel drive, I'd actually consider one. Because unlike a lot of people, I actually really like the styling. Now, hear me out, guys. The styling, a little bit controversial. Now, it is supposed to be a retro style, and I think it actually looks really good. Hear me out. One, it's a prototype. And two, we haven't even seen it in person. All we've seen are renderings. Why? We can't judge the car yet based on a couple of pre-production photographs and the opinion of a bunch of people who really can't afford one on the internet. Hear me out, guys. When we finally see it in person, it's gonna look way better. The grille, fine. We can ignore the grille for a minute. The car's body lines are reminiscent of the 240Z. Basically, it's supposed to be a channeling of that car, the original Z. A lot of people actually probably don't know this, or some of y'all probably do. The 350Z is actually based on a prototype they made for a 240Z concept back in the late 90s. So basically the Z range as it is now is already sort of channeling those body lines. And I like it because that means it's not really a revolutionary styling that looks awful. It's an evolution. They said, hey, wait a minute, let's improve upon what we already have. Because personal opinion, I've always liked the 350Z and the 370Z styling. I never thought they were ugly cars. I think they look really good. They're proportioned well. The hatchback sits real nice. I don't think they're going to be winning any styling awards, but when you see a nice one that's not been beat up, that's not been all modded, I think they look really good. So I'm excited to see this new 400Z in person, because I think it's going to look way better than it does in the pictures and on the prototype. Now, the back end of it actually channels the Z32 300ZX with the black plastic deck lid, or maybe it'll even be painted, who knows. Hopefully it's painted because it won't have like the Mustang quality issues. I think that looks really good because it's channeling all the different generations in one. It's got the headlights, I think, are supposed to channel the round headlights of the original with the covers. I think that looks really good. People say it looks like a Tesla, and I think you all I'm sorry, all wrong. I don't think it looks anything like a Tesla. I just think overall it looks good. And the grille, I feel like we'll get used to that grille. I know it's a little disproportionate. It's the big open rectangle. But hear me out. When you see it in person, I just feel like it's going to look a lot better. My Mustang, it's a 2018. And I remember when I first saw the pictures of the 2018 Mustang, I said, boy, that is absolutely hideous. I was thinking about getting a Mustang at the time. This is before I ever bought one. I said, that looks awful. I was thinking instead I'll just get a 17. Then I finally saw the 18 in person and changed my mind. And I drove one. And then, of course, the C8 Corvette, I said the same thing, like, God, that looks nothing like a Corvette. That's way too Ferrari-like. Then I saw one in person. Instantly changed my mind. I said, wait a minute, that actually looks a lot better when you see it in person and not on pictures. And I just think it's the same story with a lot of different cars. We go through this every few years when some important new car comes out. Everyone thinks it is absolutely hideous until they see it. Then everyone's mind's gonna change and then they're gonna love the Z. Plus, a car like a Z, it's a famous tuner car. Everyone's gonna be coming out with body kits and things like that. Give it a few minutes, someone will be coming out with a body kit and it'll change the looks. And plus, absolute worst case scenario for Nissan, they basically a Sonic the Hedgehog the situation, and the internet basically has such a fit that they decide last minute to change the design. Again, it's happened with Sonic, so it can happen with a car, I feel like. Overall, though, I still think this is the most important new car to come out here in the last few years. Because it's just like I said, 370Z, not a bad car, but it's been around for years right now. A decade. Little middle school me had lunchroom conversations about that car, and here I am, it's still in production. I have a master's degree. It's before I even had, it came out before I ever had money to buy a car. Now, they've been out so long, a used one is well within my budget. So, let me know what you all think about this new 400Z, because, again, I like it. If I didn't already own the Mustang, I would seriously be considering one as a weekend toy, because it checks all the boxes for me. It's 400 horsepower, manual. I think it looks really good. But I'm curious to hear what you all think. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. If you are stopping in for the first time, go ahead and subscribe, because I like to talk about the new cars that come out, especially ones that are important like this. Like I said, I just think this is going to be an important car, and I think you all are going going to probably agree with me. I hope, anyway. So, yeah. Like I said, if you like all this, subscribe, and I'm hoping to bring you all some more car show videos as we start getting out of rainy season. It doesn't look like it's going to quit raining soon, but actually got some more Tacoma content planned for next week, so hopefully you all will enjoy that. I last brought you all a beach meet over a year ago, so you all are not going to want to miss another beach trip. But anyway, take care, have a good day.